Ahoy there, mateys. We are sailing the rough seas once again. Luckily, you've joined me on the lovely friendship. Look at the monetary supply. This is huge. This is devastating, by the way. So the economy, friends, the economy is just a big, fat, giant, greater full Ponzi. Now, in crypto, we need more people to keep joining. But in the biggest economies, they can only grow a certain amount because of the population. And why I'm speaking slowly is because you already know, how do they make up the difference? Money printing, money supply. Okay, it's all cycles. And with each cycle, the rich gets richer, the poor gets poorer. Now, this is what happened with the M2 money supply. We have had a giant, big, fat crash off. Okay, but we also had a giant one to print the difference with the collapse of all markets and demand when it came to the zombie virus, okay? But this is the Great Depression, okay? Now, of course, friends, you know, look, I'm just telling you right now, friends. Look, everyone knows in stock market world, being a bear is the widow maker. You are creating your own casket to be laid down at your own funeral, to be a perma bear on this up-only Ponzi. So when somebody comes in and gets it right, they're seen as like some sort of genius. But really what ends up happening, friends, is they stay too bearish after that point. For example, Michael Berry. Michael Berry, friends, buried himself, literally. He killed it with a big short, with Scion Capital. Made 450% or something that year. And now he's just being like perma bear. He's a good trade. He knows what he's doing. But you get the point, okay? Now, when it comes to this, it's super important. Why? Because at some point, the bears are right. At some point. Okay, now, I think they're actually going to be right now. All right, and why? See, look, you got to know yourself, friends. I know me. I am cautiously bullish the whole time because I know on average, with every scenario and the pendulum swinging, I go, yeah, you know, things are always going to go bad, but I know that if I commit to this for the next 30 years or 20 years or 10 years, you come out ahead. But I've just seen so many things now that's making me bearish. I'm like, oh gosh, if I can see them, they must be really bad. Because remember, I've got rose-tinted glasses. Because I know there's 100 years of up only, especially with the money printing, especially with stonks. But there's some doom. And that's okay. We still got crypto. That's all right. We still got crypto. Everybody else in stocks is going to wish they were in crypto, all right? Now, this money supply contraction happened, yes, with the Great Depression down here. And now we've had such a big collapse now. But I want you to know, like, don't get complacent like everybody else is. They're going to say, well, if anything gets bad, they just print money again. Let me tell you something, my friends. Running an economy is not as easy as anyone thinks. You don't just push a button. You're dealing with human psychology. Okay? For example, friends, just best example. You know how everybody in crypto hates Richard Hart and Hex? Try to convince them to like it. Try to pay them, try to market to them, try to pay people to say nice things. See how hard it is, right? What might convince them? Green candles, okay? See what I mean? You see, without the green candles, try to convince someone. You can't, okay? It's very tough, isn't it? So when it comes to these, that's the perspective we're looking at. With an economy, you can't just push some buttons and get people to be in the mood of spending. You might start printing money and people will try to hoard it. They're like, man, I'm losing my job. It's really bad out there. I better take this money that you've printed, given to me now, just pay for food and stuff. But that's all I can afford. I'm not buying any other stuff. Because you think, oh yeah, they'll buy the food and pay the bills. No one's going to be going and buying like cars and building stuff and renovations, all the stuff that actually keeps the economy really going. Okay, so that's the mindset to think when it comes to this. So then they just got to exponentially print even harder. That's why they want the CBDCs, to basically press a button and literally just put money in and give you a timed stimulus and all these other stuff, okay? But this Great Depression level, sure, it's bad, but remember, we were on a gold standard back then, okay? We were on a gold standard. That's why it's really hard to be a bear, friends, because we're not on a gold standard now. They can print. The harder it is, the faster they print. That doesn't mean be complacent, though, because in the zombie virus, remember, it still happened. Prices collapsed. Then they printed. There's a time delay, okay? And look, we live here every day. There's 18 hours a day. I'm here. Make sure you like, subscribe, belly button. No, I'm doing this for you free because you're my friend, okay? Now, we're here 18 hours a day. So even though if you go to zombie virus, everyone remembers it. Everyone remembers that crash. You just wake up. Oh, it's over. Literally, it's actually over this time, right? That's what it was like, okay? And I was spinning around my squeaky chair, keeping my posture as straight as I can. I said to myself, wow, this is either the greatest buying opportunity of all time or it's literally over. Like society is finished. This random virus going around, what if it starts eating your flesh? I don't really know, right? See the uncertainty? You don't know if this is a flesh-eating virus, okay? Or a virus that like permanently hunches your back. That's what the market doesn't like. It hates uncertainty, okay? Let me tell you something. What if you think you got your whole economy doing well, China invades Taiwan? What are you going to do now? Yeah? Now your computer chip, okay, it doesn't cost $800 for your CPU. Now it costs $4,800 because no one can get anything out. And you're like, oh my gosh, how long is this going to last? Oh my gosh, I better not go and spend stuff. You know all those cars out there that you see on the roads, friends? Well, yeah, they can't get the chips from Taiwan. Okay, the used car market doubles. Think about it. You see this uncertainty? You're like, oh my gosh, when is China going to leave Taiwan and make a peace deal? Do you see this, friends? I'm painted a scenario straight away, 2 seconds. Uncertainty. What's the Fed going to do, huh? What's the Fed going to do? Hey, we're going to print money and cut rates. You're like, all right, idiot. Get them off the Taiwan island and get them out. We didn't care about you printing money. Do you see, friends? But don't believe it. You know who's going to be saying that? People who are short and people who sold the bottom. If that happens, okay? By the way, I'm praying. 3 signs of the cross, friends. I'm praying we don't get China invades Taiwan. I'm just telling you, that's scary. Because now you're like, oh my gosh, do they have to use nukes? Are people going to start talking about nukes? What's going to happen? They get pretending. That's tough, man. That's tough. Because now you're going to realize, oh, money printing doesn't actually solve everything, right? It's all, we got to make the goods and services, okay? That's why this money supply and all this contraction and stock market being at a super high Fibonacci extension level, that's why they're quite scary, okay? So I almost forgot to tell you, friends, we've got to play some gentle angel music as well. So we see this and like, I'm glad isn't a blessing I get to uncover these stories here for you. So remember, it is a cycle. I'll walk you through. I'm like, hey, it's going to be over, but don't worry, then it's not going to be over. We're going to be back, but then everyone's going to think it's over. So just be ready, okay? Just be ready for whatever it is. Why the China invades Taiwan example is so good is because I can then tell you crypto in your correlation with stocks that you don't think exists because the Bitcoin halving is powerful. Yeah, throw that out the window, buddy. There goes. Bang. See you later. We're out. We have no idea anything, okay? Like, oh yeah, I better go sell my crypto to go buy this last computer chip before they triple in price because who knows how long China is going to be in Taiwan for and they can't send ships out without any agreement, okay? So you got to buy when everyone... It's tough, right? You got to buy when everyone thinks it's over and your friends, you literally have me here with... I'm going to have my captain's hat and I'm going to be telling you, friends, let me tell you something. It might be over. But if it's not over, you got to buy now. Because if there's an agreement reached, it's not going to come back for you. That's it. Okay. You see how uncertain it is? That's why I'm here literally steering a ship for you. Now, talk about steering a ship. Sometimes, friends, I'm just got to say it. Just try not to hit into any icebergs. Okay. Sir BitBoy here, Bitty Boy, boy of Bit. He got a tattoo with his partner here, Cassie. Now, all the rumor and the gossip, a lot of people, they use words like midlife crisis and they're saying, what happened to your poor wife and your kids? They supported you when you were on like your rise to the top, when you made like $20 to $40 million with BitBoy becoming the most important channel, and now you're throwing it all away. So it's a story about family and drama. Also a story about network effects, friends. That's why I pump people say, golly Jay, I don't want to say it. Yeah, you're going to learn, man. You're going to learn. Okay? There are people who think nothing of Bitty Boy. Guess what? He's not going away. He's not going away. He just knows what to do. Some people are just born with it, man. See, friends, I can just look at a screen and a chart, press some buttons, and tell you some stories, right? But BitBoy, he knows how to just grab things in his life and show them out there, and people just run. I don't know why. I'll just tell you now, please don't do this partner tattoo stuff, man. I gotta talk to some of you young boys. What are you doing? You're paying girls to take their clothes off? You know? Back in my day, they did it for free. They still do it for free, by the way, okay? I mean, if I do it for free, they'll do it for free. Look at this, friends, look at this, okay? His coin, he's trying to pump the coin, etc., everything else. But it's just showing you it's a network effect. So I'm not touching his coin, but actually, I think I remember now. I think I own a bit of the pulse chain version of his Ben coin. I think I still own it. I haven't just looked at it. But network effects, okay? You see, this has got nothing to do with code or anything. You're just making a meme coin. Ben stands for B every now. I don't know what it means. Maybe it's some movement coin. This is what it is, man. That's what crypto is, friends. Not the code is not as important as we think. It's all about that network effect. I mean, this is gold as well. Gary says that his logo looks like the recycle logo. Oh man, God, it's gonna be a crazy bull market. I'll tell you that. And friends, I just wanted to put a general reminder as well. You know, so of course, I appreciate every single one of you liking, subscribing, belly button on all. Make a lot of juicy videos here for you. Just to remind you. The market, at the end of the day, we talk about network effect, talk about what's going on in crypto, where the prices, oh, these things are going high, what can we do? Okay, just remember, it always comes down to one thing. Because you're going to get moments of euphoria, the happiness, the sweet, sweet libido pump. And then you're going to have a very floppy, sloppy willy. You just came out of a cold shower. Put some pants on. You're going to experience both. Friends, even me, I know what to do. On average, I feel it. You can feel it. You can see it in my voice, friends. There's gonna be days, wake up, I'm like, friends, I don't make a video. It's over. You're gonna see it in my voice. There's a difference, friends. We can feel it. See, if I'm gonna be a satellite, basically here, just pointing my big fat green satellite candle out there to the world and just picking up these signals, we feel it too. But, okay, at the end of the day, winner versus loser. The winner feels the signal and they go with the flow. Okay, and they go with the flow to the very end. Okay, that's the person who, doesn't make it, okay? The person who does make it, okay, there's somebody, you got your big fat green candle pointed out there. You pick up the signal and you go, all right, I'm going to pick you up. I'm going to let you take me for the ride. But I know it's a scam somewhere. There's a big fat scam. The crowd's always wrong. Markets are forward pricing. Okay, always. If you've priced this to perfection and we've gone up, that means anything less than perfection in the next 12 months is going to be seen very badly. And you know, nothing goes perfect in this game. Okay, so that's why I've always got to remind you, markets are a forward pricing mechanism. And that's why, just to mention, I said this a year ago. No one believed me. No one could even fathom what I was saying. I said, crypto will go up as they hike rates and hold rates. And what people won't be ready for is that going up part, these staircases, is the market pricing in stimulus. Okay? It prices in the future. You go, but golly gee, they haven't cut rates. Yeah. It prices in the future. You understand, friends? It's literally like you come over for dinner and I buy the chicken schnitzel in the morning. I go to the shops and you might ask me, golly gee, it's not dinner yet. Why did you buy chicken schnitzel? It's only 10 in the morning. Did you see what Tiffany Fong said today? That's exactly what you would be saying to me. And I'd say, yeah, I'm pricing in the future, baby. Right? Let me put my pants back on. That's exactly what it is. Okay? It's like, yeah, it's not dinner yet, but I know dinner's coming. So I better buy it now. Can't go buy dinner at 4:55. It's going to be too much traffic. Markets do the same thing too, friends. They do the exact same thing. They go, yeah, you're not printing money and cutting rates yet, but I know what's coming. That's the smart money. The smart money is always thinking ahead. Now, of course, you go, okay, when does the smart money come in? That's a tough game. You see, only insiders really know. Okay? For example, like, you know, Bill Ackman. So there's this dude, Bill Ackman. He's a bit like an investor weasel type. He's like made some big billionaire bets. Some people respect him. Some people say he's like scum. Or untrustworthy in terms of like he went on TV crying about the zombie virus, saying everyone's gonna lose their jobs, and then he's covering his shorts. He's buying into that. Okay, so just stuff like that happens. But when it comes to Bill Ackman, he rubs shoulders with JP Mosquito and people in the US Fed. He rubs shoulders, okay, and I reckon they probably went to the same ceremonies where they pour the candle wax on your nipples and they whip you out and stuff. You never know, right? That's what these type of people do. Okay, so when it comes to these, he has information, hints that we don't know. Now, I don't think it's as simple as they walk up to him and they go, "Hey, Billy Boy, we are going to hold rates in exactly 90 days." I don't think it's like that. I think it's more like this. Billy Boy, I'll show you him. Here he is right now. So Bill Ackman, Billy Boy Ackman. Okay, so Billy Boy, and this is also pretty much confirmed. He knows when certain groups of the US Fed, the bug eaters, meet or consult certain big, powerful business leaders privately, and they have like a 1-hour convo meeting, and they discuss certain things and they ask certain questions. He knows when he hears rumors of that, oh, that means they're getting ready to slow down the hikes. Okay? He knows that. So it's possible in the last 3 months, babyface Billy Boy Ackman, while was in an elevator, probably sniffing candles, he overheard whispers of them saying, "Hey, remember those big business leaders? Yeah, apparently the US Fed spoke to 6 of them, and each of the phone calls went for like an hour." Right? So what the US Fed does, friends, just to let you know, they have eyes and ears everywhere. Okay? And they speak to all the richest, most powerful people and everybody who owns all the stocks. They call the CEOs. They get an idea of their real outlook. Okay? Okay, not the ones they write on the public statements going, "Everything's going to be great and we're going to eat jelly beans and golly gee, it's just going to be such a fantastic time." Not those fake remarks, the real ones, where the business leaders, like, they might be like, "You know what? Yeah, I'm feeling things are a bit tight with me." Okay, so what they'll say is, "Hey, business leader, like, how are you really going to invest next year?" Right? And the Fed has like this, 6 powerful business leaders, and they all go, and all the business leaders are going, "You know what? Things are great now, but yeah, the money, it feels a bit tight now. Like, it's been a year. It's starting to eat into my capital savings." And then we're talking about billions and billions and trillions of dollars. They're like, "Yeah, so, we were going to do like 3 massive expansions next year, but I feel like the money's starting to get a bit tighter now. Now we're only going to do like 2. Okay. And remember, these people are all in shadow rooms. So Billy Boy Ackman gets to hear, oh, US Fed is talking to these people and they're doing repeated phone calls. So that's the type of insider information they get, friends. And they can trade off that and do stuff. Okay. Now, obviously, all this is speculation, but after everything you've seen the past 3 years, do you really put it past them? No. Okay. So that's how these things price in the future. Right. That's why, why does crypto go up? Yeah, maybe, not just maybe, friends, not maybe, 100%. Bonds, friends, I even showed you, man. You want proof? You want proof? I'll show you proof. I'm going to give it to you, all right? How does, while the US Fed, okay, look at this. The US Fed, just a few months ago, said, "We're staying higher for longer, buddy. 5.5 to 5.75% interest rates up here." How come the US Fed is adamantly saying 5.5%? That's it. No cuts. Yet the 2-year bond was only at 5% here. That's 2 cuts, by the way. Explain that to me. Now, what people say is, it's probabilities in the future. Yeah, BS. Okay, I don't think people put in trillions of dollars with this amount of conviction just on a whim. All right, it never happens. They know something. Okay, they know, Fed's bluffing, Fed's bluffing. They know, oh, they're not, yeah. So someone knows something and then it like transpires and slowly goes into the market like that. So if the Fed was truly telling the truth, this US 2-year bond would have been up here, okay? Remember, this is a weekly chart. It would have been up here because then what they would have said about 5.75% rates would have been true. But guess what? This is this amazing part. Even as the Fed was hiking, the market didn't believe it, okay? So, you know, market always sift these out. And there's insiders here clearly, right? It's not just, oh, public markets, all these white minds of the masses. There's insiders in here. There's people who know stuff, okay? And that's how it appears. It's funny what happens is though the stock market always goes far enough for people to go, nah, screw that guy. They don't know anything, right? It's interesting. If people really knew what happens behind the closed doors, you'd realize it's all a bunch of like, BS, right? It's all magic card shows. So there you go, friends. I've opened your eyes. I've shown you, right? Crypto going up already is them pricing in the cuts. So then you go, okay, what's next? What happens when they cut rates? Well, the market knows. They know this, friends. They go, hey, Mr. US Fed and the bug eaters, I've gone through your history and I've seen that you have never had to cut less than 8 times. Just to let you know, by the way, that's true, friends, okay? In any event, they got to cut 2%. Why? Because it keeps getting that much worse. Every single time. Well, 8 out of 9 times, okay? So 8 out of 9 times, friends, when they cut 25 or 50 or 75, it was never enough. They had to go the full 200%, 200 basis points every single time. So the market is smart. Peanut brains out there. It knows. It goes, wait a minute. You've only done 1 cut. You know, next year, by the way, the US Fed said they're going to cut 3 times, but the yield curve says you're cutting 5. And just let me tell you something, friends. Historically, it doesn't stop at 5. Okay, it's 200 basis points needed. That's the average recession. So there you go, right? I mean, you never know. It might be as simple, friends, as we go from 5.5 and they cut down to 3.5 by the end of 2025. And everyone thinks it's going to keep getting much, much, much worse. And then it just stops and crypto bottoms out early. Wouldn't that be a beautiful scenario if we get that? Hey, no one's going to be listening to me anyway. Contrarian, right? Make sure you like, subscribe, belly button, or sail on the friendship. Catch you soon.